So now we're going to pour our barbecue glaze sauce onto our meatloaf because now our meatloaf is brown, nice and brown, you guys. And also a good point to make up is that I've already cut the meatloaf into into small slices before I put I just took it out the oven. Here's it's nice and brown on the top. I cut it into meatloaf serving size also, so that we won't have to do that when it's time to eat. And then now, and also so that the sauce can simmer into the meat really good. Okay, so now we're about to put our barbecue tomato paste marinade onto the meat. And we, as you can see, here's our marinade here. We're just gonna pour it over here like this. And it's really gonna be really nice and okay. And it's okay. You have some blackness in here in the sauce, but it's okay. It's still gonna marinate in. That's fine. Because it gets black on the bottom, and it's okay. But most of it is really nice and thick here, and you just want to make sure you paste it all over your meat here. It's gonna look really good here. It's looking nice and pretty, and there you go. Okay, and of course you're gonna let this sit a little bit. Okay, now nice. Now there we go. No, we're just gonna, there's a little bit on the side. If you want to, okay, as long as it's nice and thick here and it's spread on really thick, that's good. That's really good. Okay, everybody, you should make sure that it's evenly proportioned here. And as you can see, it's nice and even proportion. Just spread it like this with your spoon here, and voila, it's ready to go in the stove. And it's gonna simmer for maybe 5 to 10 minutes on the stove. I'm gonna put this in water so that it can soak. And then, so let's go ahead and open up the oven. And we will put it in the oven. Voila. It's a nice pan of meatloaf there. We put it here on the top rack and slide it in. And let it go for simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? The next project we're working on is rolling our dough for our peach cobbler. And take a look at the peach cobbler. Woo, look at that. Look how those peaches are simmered into the syrup. And let me get this spoon. And see how nice and what a nice consistency your syrup is here. Very good. Very good. And guys, I did add a couple of cups of granulated sugar, a couple of more cups of granulated sugar, 2 more tablespoons of cinnamon, so to make the dessert really thick. And it's looking so nice and thick here, y'all. See, look at that. It's perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now it's time to roll our dough. But first, I'm going to soak the barbecue pan sauce because every time you cook a barbecue marinade, it's always going to stick to the pot. It's going to stick to the pot, guys. So you have to let it soak, okay? My husband is saying it's too much soak. Don't listen to the man. All right, I'm going to open up what I'm using to roll my dough. I have a little bit of a knife here, but I'm going to baste it with butter. So I have my country crock butter, and I have my Pillsbury pie crust. Pillsbury pie crust, there's 2 inside, okay? But first, I'm going to bring the Pyrex dish over here to the table, and I'm going to pour my peaches into my Pyrex dish. So I have some table mats. If you have table mats at your house, it's fine. It's really good because you want to make sure that it's You know, it's sitting on a nice foundation here. Have my Hawaiian roll. Just FYI, we're gonna prepare later. Okay, so I'm ready to pour the peaches into the Pyrex dish, but first I want to wash it out one more time. Just give it a nice rinse. Give it a nice rinse, bring it back over to the table. Go. And we're ready to pour our peaches into our Pyrex dish before we place our dough on top. And of course, we're going to slice the dough and make it into a nice rectangular square pie crust type of dough, okay? Nice. So first, we will pour the peaches over into the Pyrex dish. Okay, if you could lift the spoon, babe. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oh, look how wonderful that is. Man, look at that. Look at that. Man, awesome. Look at that. See how your peaches are nice and just distributed all over the Pyrex dish, and you're going to place your pie crust on top here, your dough on there. So, oh, let's go. Looking good, babe, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now here is your pie crust dough that you're gonna use, and you're just gonna spread it all over here, like so, and just like this, guys. Okay. It's nice and pretty there. And the first thing we like to do is to spread some butter on it. So we're just going to use this little knife here. Just going to spread a little butter on it here, everybody. Just like this. Look at that, everybody. See, that's nice. It's going to make that dough have a nice foundation sitting on top of the cobbler. Okay, everybody? A nice, nice, big foundation here. Okay? Okay? And then we have just a little bit of flour, not a lot. Maybe just a little bit of tablespoon of flour. Another tablespoon. No, I have it, babe. Okay, babe. Okay, just a little bit of flour here. Just a little bit there. Okay? You just take the tablespoon and kind of simmer it into and mix it with the butter here. Okay? Just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. Okay. So we're going to toss the tablespoon here aside. And then now we're going to make our squares. We're going to make our slices like this. Make sure they're nice and even here. Just with the little knife here. Nice, evenly distributed. Make sure you have a nice edged knife here, okay? Okay, perfect. Now we're ready to go put this one over on how it works is you just take one, and it's just gonna sit there because it's nice and thick, okay? And I always like to line mine along the pirate dish like this, guys, so that, you know, it kind of makes a nice foundation for the cobbler, okay? String at a time here. And my husband was like, okay. My husband told me he ready to eat, y'all. So that means we gotta get finished. And then if you don't need this extra dough on the, you know, hanging off the edge here, because then you don't want it to drop like in the bottom of your oven and things like that. So you can actually take a little knife here and then just cut this pieces off. So you don't need all that extra hanging off here. Okay, and this last little piece, and I would love to put it like right along here. Most people like the crust. Like that's the thing that about peach cobbler that most people like is the crust, okay? So it's okay if you have like the thick amount right here on the edge here. And then I have a second dough that I'm gonna wrap and then we're gonna square it across. Let's go this way. Oh, the cutting board needs to be ready. Thank you. Now these extra little, you can always get rid of these in the trash, everybody, okay? So now we have another that we're gonna place across, okay? Just gonna prepare it just the same way. Okay, so now we have our, so let's put our spoon aside here. So we have another pie crust dough that we're going to prepare here. And see, you only need just a little bit of butter. So we're just gonna base it with the butter. Okay, nice, because when you base it with butter, it's gonna give it that crispy, buttery taste when it's done, everybody, okay? Crispy, buttery crust, that's what we want, okay? That's what we want, everybody. Uh-oh. See, if you're gonna make a mess, use the sink. Use the sink. You just need a little bit of flour, because honestly, you know, the dough already has flour in it, to be honest. So let's set this on the side here. Actually, I can use the back of the spoon here, because I think it's just a little bit more useful than the knife at this point. And just make sure it's evenly distributed over the crust. The crust and the flour and butter is evenly distributed over the whole crust here, okay? So you want all of your crust to taste really good and crispy and buttery and moist.
I made this.
Okay. Look at that.
Ooh!
Woo! What is this, Kendall?
Silly.
This is dough. Okay, so yeah, that's one of my bonus daughters, the youngest one. She helps me cook, but this is a new dish for her. So we'll have her help the next time. But she can do cornbread though. She can do cake. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut these long ways, and then we're going to distribute it the opposite way, okay? Across your foundation of your peach cobbler, okay? See, nice and evenly, and you can just eyeball it. Normally dough is really easy to cook because it's nice and soft and thick. Okay, so now it's ready to it's almost a finished product. Okay, nice. So now we're gonna, with these ones, we're going to paste them right across here. Okay, see how you're just doing it long ways here, and it's okay if you don't have it like completely even, you know, but you try to get it as even as possible, so that it can make a foundation for your peach cobbler, because people love the crust. Okay, so that's why I'm adding 2 nice thick layers of crust, because that's what's going to give it this nice taste. Okay. So if you don't want one crust laying on top of another, it's okay sometimes, but this one can go on the side because it'll bake easier that way. See? So if you have a thing where you have one crust laying over another, just move the other one over, it's okay. One thing I can say about dough is that it's mobile, very mobile. Okay, so just make sure that it's evenly distributed over your whole pan, and that's perfect. Okay, nice. And the knife. So just make a little bit of square right here, a little bit of square right here. Here. Can if you want to, you don't have to do this, but just want to make a little bit of a square here. But you can leave it the way it is too. So totally up to you. For me, I just want a few squares here. Okay, nice. All right, So now it's time to go into the oven. It's about 30 minutes there so that the crust can brown and become really crispy, brown, golden, and crispy, okay? So let's put this bad boy in the oven. Is it looking good, babe?
Mm-hmm.
So the meatloaf should be ready to come out, guys, because it doesn't take that long for it to simmer. So the meatloaf is ready, everybody. So put that over on the stove, and then we can put the peach cobbler in. Oh, take the thing off the bottom there. Oh, don't put your table mat in the stove. FYI. Okay. Let's just slide this on in here. Okay. Close it. Alrighty. So next, now the way I'm gonna prepare this rice today, it's gonna be similar to jasmine rice, but I'll use minute rice. But first, we're gonna watch this now. Because this is the pan we're gonna use. Okay, and then my husband is gonna grab the rice from the cabinet because we have to wash the starch from the rice first. Okay. Okay. This away. That more. That's it, babe. Just this one. Yeah, this is a full box of white rice. Honestly, everybody, you don't need that much of it. Unless you're feeding a football team. And it's just 4 of us in the house, so you don't need that much. If you're just feeling it's a family of 4 for us, so we don't need that much. And it's minute rice because it's nice and fluffy. Okay, so that's enough for us. Okay, okay, and then make sure you keep your territory clean. And so we'll get the salt and pepper. Okay, so while my husband gets the salt and pepper, mix it and thyme and mix it dash. If we have broth, that's good. So you just put a little bit of water over the rice so that you can drain it. Drain the starch off first. Minute rice doesn't carry a lot of starch. That's what I like about minute rice. It doesn't carry a lot of starch, everybody. It does not. Okay. Minute rice doesn't carry a lot of starch at all, everybody. So, you know, you can just make sure that you wash the rice in the water over here in the pots and then drain your starch off, which we have a strainer somewhere, but I don't know where it is. We have a strainer somewhere. So we have a strainer somewhere. I don't know where it is. But many rice doesn't carry a lot of starch. Okay. So if you have a strainer, everybody, you can use your strainer to drain your rice, okay? Yeah, you can always use this to drain your rice. Okay, so put it right here, or you can put it up here, babe. Let me see. Or you can put that pot over here and let it soak. Oh, you gonna put it over there? Okay. 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 So you strain your rice just like this, everybody. Okay. Just put all of it in there. And again, don't make a mess. And then once it's strained, you just rinse it off once again. Just to make sure it's clean. And it's very clean now. Because you soaked it first and then you strained it. So look how pretty and white that is. That's what you want your rice to look like. And then you put it back into your bowl. Okay? So I can use the same spoon as I use for, well actually I can use this spoon. Yep, I'll just use that.
Rinse it up.
Yeah, let's rinse it off. These are cooking spoons. So you can use these with just about anything, okay? So I'm just gonna use this spoon to get all the rice out of the strainer, okay? Just to make sure it's all in here. Nice, okay. Now I think we're good. Let's get all our rice here. Okay. And if you really want to get all your rice out of your strainer, you just turn it over on the opposite side, and it'll get all the rice out of it. Okay. So we'll let this sit over here and let it air dry. Okay, now you can put water. Just enough water just for the rice to boil. But of course, rice makes its own water, so you don't have to put a lot of water in the rice. And that's about enough, okay? And then you add all your seasonings. So I'm adding a little bit of thyme. Because thyme is good just for, I use it for just about everything, guys. Because it's healthy, it has like, you know, a lot of antioxidants in it that you need for your health, okay? And then I'm gonna add the yellow onion and green onion that I chopped up earlier, okay? Just add these ingredients just to add a little bit of flavor to the rice, similar to jasmine rice. This is also how I cook jasmine rice as well. Stir it up a little bit. Perfect. Just add a pinch of salt and pepper. Just a little bit of pepper, not too much salt. Then Mrs. Dash. Now this is the salt-free. Okay, we need the original Mrs. Dash, babe. Because my husband likes spicy, but I don't. So I just use the original, and then when it's time to eat, he can add some extra spicy if he wants. Okay, but I use the original because everybody in the house can tolerate the Mrs. Dash original. Okay, if your husband or somebody else in the house wants extra spicy Mrs. Dash, they can add it after the food is cooked and on their plate. Okay, but for cooking purposes, it's gonna be Mrs. Dash original. Okay. Then, I don't know if we have some chicken broth, some Swanson chicken broth. I think we may have some in the cabinet. Okay, Well, we don't have any chicken broth, but it is good to add chicken broth to the rice if you can. It also gives it flavor if you have it, but we obviously ran out of it. That's okay. If you have it, you can add it, but if not, then it's fine. It's totally fine. Let's put the rice on the stove now. Okay, so I added to like a medium cook, and see how pretty, nice and pretty that is. The rice is, and that all the ingredients is just going to give that rice that extra flavor that it needs, and it's going to complement the meatloaf as well. Okay. Now we're ready to prepare our veggies. Okay. So there's stir fry veggies that I'm going to cook in a skillet. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm just going to add some oil to the meatloaf, okay? And then we're just going to sit the meatloaf over on the table, on one of the table mats. Just bring the meatloaf this way. So now we're going to get a skillet. We're going to prepare these stir-fried veggies. That's going to, because you always need a veggie with your dinner. If you're cooking a dinner like this for your family, you know, it's always, you have to have veggies, okay? Okay, so this skillet is a nice size skillet, you know, for the stir-fried veggies, okay? Okay, we're going to bring it over here on the stove. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of canola oil. Yeah, I'll put one of these in the fridge. Okay, and this is pure vegetable oil, and it has canola oil in it, okay? Okay, and you can turn your oven on like medium heat here, okay? Just gonna open up chicken on the cob. It's looking nice and pretty. Okay, now we're gonna get our veggies together. We're gonna use this strainer to clean the veggies too. Over here. So now we got the strainer again. We're going to use it to clean the veggies again, okay? And we're also going to use this spoon. This stir fry has some noodles in it, and it's okay. You know, but we're gonna mix some mixed veggies with it. It's vegetable stir fry, but it has like Asian noodles in it. But I'm gonna mix it with mixed veggies as well. Okay. Now clean all the veggies off. They're like frozen veggies that I get at the grocery store. Super easy. And it's so you stir fry the noodles. It comes with stir fry noodles as well, and it's a great taste, you guys. Okay. But as you can see, it's nice and pretty. It has corn and carrots, all your antioxidants here, sweet peas, green beans, a little bit of broccoli in there as well. It's just looking great. Okay, perfect. All right. So if the grease is gonna start popping, so you turn the stove off. Turn it off, because it's gonna start popping. When it stops popping, that's when you can add it. Okay? So a little bit of red peppers in it too. This is a nice vegetable medley. It has some red peppers in there too as well, guys. So now since it stopped popping, I'm ready to add all the veggies in, okay? Nice and pretty. So as you can see, that's nice and pretty. You got some broccoli in there. Oh boy, that's perfect. Nice. So once you put the veggies in, you can turn the stove back on. Okay. And turn it back on to like a medium. And I just add a little bit of Mrs. Dash salt and pepper. Pretty much a little bit of the same ingredients that I added to the rice. A little bit of thyme. And a little bit of Mrs. Dash will get it from the. See, I'll use Mrs. Dash just for everything. And thyme for sure. Okay. A little bit of pinch of salt in there. Okay. Yeah. A little bit of Mrs. Dash. Nice. Okay. Okay, so just stir just a little bit here, everybody, for your veggies. Just mix those ingredients. It's smelling so fresh. Nice. Nice. Okay. Just let that simmer just a little bit in the stove. Alrighty. So now let's check on the rice. Thank you. Smelling good, everybody. Smelling really good. Nice. Okay, everybody. So as you can see, so that's the peach cobbler and the rice and the veggies. And so when the finished product comes on, this is going to end this video. And when the finished product comes on, catch my next video, we will show a video of the finished products. Okay? So see you later.